Okay, I got the solar panels installed. The neighbor's dog doesn't like it, but there we go. $960 watts up top, sealed up using the self-leveling sealant. I used Eternabond to stick down the wires. I didn't want to tape the entirety of the wire because I figured it would create a place for water to pool. So if I just left spots for the water to get under, it would be better for the roof in the long run. And then under the fridge vent down to the bottom, I still have to go through and out, but the top side's all done here. And this is where the wiring comes down through from the vent up top, just on the front side here, down, and on this lip part. Here's the bottom plate of the fridge, and then there's this lip. It's kind of an angle. I went through the side of it because I was eyeballing it, and that was the safest place to take these wires through, making sure I didn't hit an AC wire or a DC wire going through that hole right there, and then down through the furnace bay and then out the bottom part. So I was able to do it without removing the furnace or the refrigerator. So this is the wiring coming through from where I showed you just before. The wires coming through this side, and then right there is where the solar panel cables come down. And then there's two of them, positive and negative, and then I routed them down through that hole right there. So that's where they go through this part, which is the furnace. And so that's going down into the storage bay below. And I'll show you how I routed the wiring once it goes through this hole. I just used a drill to drill up from the bottom there to come into this compartment. It was a little difficult to get these wires through, so I used a fish tape to get those through. Pardon the hum, but the inverter is on here. So I came down through the bottom of the fridge right here next to this bundle of cables right there. Cable to, use these little clips to hold the wiring up and out of the way. This is where the inverter is and the transfer switch. And so this is where I routed the wiring through to the other side and to the solar charger there. Okay, so this is where I've mounted the solar charge controller and have the Victron MPPT 15070, and this is a Bluetooth unit. Down below it I have the breaker box. Got an 80 amp, that's the solar out, that's what charges the battery, and then 15 amp for the line coming in. So now I'm going to hook up the solar panels and turn it on. We're almost done. So here's my final wiring of the solar charger. I've got the wires coming through the pass-through bay around the back side of it, and then up here and down into this circuit breaker box then up through the circuit breaker box into that. So then in the corner I've got my positive and negative leads going to the battery. Well, actually the negative goes to the shunt and the positive goes to the battery. So that's it basically. I'm just going to put the cover back on and we're going to call this one done. Okay, so here we are at the Victron Connect app. Just tap that. Now we connect up to the smart solar charger via Bluetooth. And here we see that we're at 185 watts and it's producing 120 volts. The panels are. Current is 1.5 amps. That's because the battery doesn't need any more right now. The voltage in the battery is 14.6 volts, and the current into the battery is about 13 amps. We're in absorption state. It has 3 states: bulk, absorption, and float. And so it's been a little overcast today, so we're still in absorption phase right now. The app has a history, so it shows you number of days back. So even on today, which is a cloudy day, we still reached 124 volts, which is pretty great. Anyway, just thought I'd show you a little bit of the app. They just added this feature, the trends feature, and that shows you the trends from when you have the app on. I wish it would record, throughout the day, but it doesn't do that, just when you have the app open. So that wraps up the solar install. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions about anything I did, please leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. This is specific to the Safari Trek 2001 2830, but I'm sure it's very similar on a lot of different coaches. Thanks for watching.